Hi, today we'll be assessing flexibility using 4 different flexibility assessment tests. Prior to beginning the test, a 5-minute aerobic warm-up should be performed. Once the aerobic warm-up is completed, you may proceed to the first one, which is going to be the Canadian trunk forward flexion test. This one is going to assess hamstring and lower back flexibility. The shoe should be removed and the feet should be placed flat against the box. You will reach forward as far as possible while exhaling, keeping both hands together, not allowing one to go over the other, and hold for 2 seconds. The box will be measured in centimeters, and this is what we use to classify our flexibility. This is the box that classifies and categorizes you based on age and gender. In my case, I reached 30 centimeters, giving me a classification of good. The next assessment is going to be the YMCA sit and reach test. For this one, the shoes will need to be removed as well. A yardstick will need to be placed on the floor or a mat, and a strip of tape should be placed at the 15-inch mark. The feet will be spread apart about 10 to 12 inches and be placed at the edge of the duct tape. You will reach forward as far as possible while exhaling again and hold for 2 seconds, also keeping both hands together. I was able to reach 21 inches, giving me a classification of above average. The next is going to be the chair sit and reach test. This one's going to be appropriate for an older population, and it's going to be measuring hamstring flexibility as well. You're going to sit on a chair that's approximately 17 inches in height, keeping one leg flat on the ground, the head in normal alignment, and extend one leg while keeping the ankle dorsiflexed. You're going to reach as far as possible with both hands, hold for 2 seconds and exhale as you reach, and you're going to use another partner to hold a ruler. You're going to measure in inches the distance between the toes and the hands. If you reach farther than the toes, then you're going to use a positive number to assess the distance. If you reach exactly at the toes, then your score is going to be 0. And if you reach before the toes, then you're going to have a negative number. Now, I won't be classifying myself as this is only appropriate for older populations. The final test is going to be the Thomas test. This one is used to assess hip flexor flexibility. You're going to lie supine facing up on the floor, both legs straight, and then you're going to raise one knee up to the chest while keeping the opposite leg straight. Now you're going to measure flexibility by noticing the distance between the knee and the floor. If the individual started with very little distance between the knee and the floor, and while the other knee came up, it stayed the same, then the hip flexor is considered flexible. If you notice a straight leg to come significantly off the ground, then you would consider it inflexible. Now this is going to be performed on the opposite leg, and the same procedure is going to be applied. For all of these assessments, they should be repeated twice, and the average will need to be calculated. This one, the only exception is going to be the Thomas test.